Welcome to Ups and Downs for Extreme Rules. I have some important news for you. It's the 400th episode of the show! Whoa, it's terrifying. Can you believe it? We've made it. We've made it all the way to the big 400. So we've got to celebrate, and I can't think of a better way to do that than with a WWE pay-per-view known as Extreme Rules. Let's do it. My name is Simon Miller. It's a celebration. And also make sure you stay around for after the up and the down in, because we've got a little treat for you. Not a treat for me, but a treat for you. So make sure you do that. Let's up those downs. That's really annoying. Now I'm hoping this means something and also leads into something, but on the pre-show in a match that had only been announced a few hours beforehand on social media, Shinsuke Nakamura beat Finn Balor for the Intercontinental Championship. Taking off my hat down. They had absolutely no time, and again, I'm hoping this just did take place because later on Raw, it's meant to be the big reset with Paul Heyman officially being in charge, so maybe it ties in there and all this makes sense. Shinsuke Nakamura hit a Kinshasa to the back of the head, hit Kinshasa to the front of the head, and he did indeed get the 1, 2, 3. Poor Finn Balor. Maybe now Shinsuke will be given another new gimmick like the Inter-Nakamental era. No, wait, definitely scratch that. That does not work at all. Remember, the United States of Nakamura, 3 weeks. Drew Gulak versus Tony Nese was also on the pre-show, and you already know it was fine. WWE treats the 205 Live guys like a child they barely wanted to begin with. It's all like, Daddy, Daddy, give me some food. And they give them enough sustenance so they don't die. Drew Gulak retained. He had a couple of power bombs. He hit the cyclone crash smash thing. They can have it up. Mostly because I feel sorry for him. Extreme Rules then started properly, and while the crowd ironically were a bit up and down for the entirety of the show, here, where we had The Undertaker and Roman Reigns teaming to take on Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre, they were going absolutely crazy. They cheered for Roman Reigns, and they made him feel like a superstar, and they went ballistic for the dead man, and he feel like the legend he should do. And can you believe it? All of this was actually quite fun. Give it up. The best bit about all of it is that Taker actually looked quite good again, so we can just forget about everything that happened at Super Showdown and put it down to one of those things. Like when you have a disease and you get over the disease, you want to forget about it as soon as possible. And given that this was an Extreme Rules no-holds-barred match, we did get some extreme no-holds-barred stuff. Shane McMahon hit his big elbow from the top rope through the table, and The Undertaker was just so happened to be lying on that table, and we got a coast-to-coast on The Undertaker, and he was holding a trash can, which meant the trash can went flying into his dead face. Elias even hit The Undertaker with a guitar, and I guess that counts as a move that isn't barred. Like Elias with the guitar, I don't know. There was a really cool moment in here as well though, because Undertaker was staring right into the camera, and then like some kind of lizard dinosaur, Drew McIntyre appeared behind him, and he was probably setting up for the Claymore kick. From nowhere though, Roman Reigns took out Drew with the spear, and when The Undertaker turned around, I do have to point this out, he looked at Roman Reigns like he had no idea that Roman Reigns was even a WWE superstar to begin with. He was like this. Also, the first time that Undertaker and Drew went face to face, how can WWE not see what they have with McIntyre? For one, Drew is about the same size as Taker, so it makes it believable, but also you could feel it. As soon as we did put McIntyre with someone of some serious stature, it was like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen here? Sort it out, WWE. Anyway, the finish came when The Undertaker tombstone Shane McMahon's stupid head right into the mat, which means we also got an ending that felt very satisfying. I know, I'm surprised too. It's almost like you didn't see this coming, but it was quite a good way to start Extreme Rules. Tip it. Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch then cut a promo where at one point Becky Lynch said that if they were to build a statue of Lacey Evans in Philadelphia, birds would poo on it, much like her career. Becky, of course they would. Birds poo on statues all the time. They don't look at the statue and go, oh, there's a statue of Lincoln, I'll poo on it. They just poo. And because they're in the air, the poo goes down onto the floor and sometimes onto statues. As for Seth, hello, my name is Simon Miller. Welcome to another episode of Nobody Talks Like That. Seth Rollins I had no clue what I was meant to take from your verbiage in Extreme Rules because you actually said this. We took a walk around the city. Well, no, not like that. The man isn't really into that stuff, but the city is full of inspiration, like the Liberty Bell. Did you know it has a crack in it? Much like the crack I'm gonna put in Corbin's dome when I crack his face into the mat. All that does is lead me to believe that when you saw the Liberty Bell, you turned to Becky Lynch, your girlfriend, your partner, and you said to her, ha ha ha, that's got a crack in it. This is what I'm gonna do. And she went, you better shut up, because nobody talks like that. We desperately need to move these two away from each other in the storyline. It does not work. Down. We're also gonna be having a Raw reunion show on the 22nd of July. Steve Austin's gonna be there, Booker T's gonna be there, Kevin Nash is gonna be there, Ric Flair is gonna be there, and you know why they're doing it, because WWE needs ratings. I mean, who would just come up with like a random event in order to celebrate something so they got more viewers? I don't know who would do that? Who would do that? Who would know? The Usos versus The Revival followed this, and have Dash and Dawson sign new deals because they pinned Jimmy and Jay clean. However, give it up. As the first match had lasted quite a while, this one went a little bit short, but honestly, there's not even that much we can say here. It was just two really good pairings having a really good tag team match. If anyone had ever gone, oh, I don't think you're that good, they were like, nah, bruh, we are good. And again, yeah, we saw the Shatter Machine, 1, 2, 3. That was that. The Revival, they held on to their Raw Tag Team Championships. And now I don't really know what's next, but I know I had a good time watching it. Cover yourselves in cheese too, because then we got Aleister Black versus Cesaro, and this was really entertaining as well. Give it up. The real joy with this is that it didn't really feel like your stereotypical WWE match. I mean, the criticism that we throw at WWE all the time is they have a playbook, and we just keep ripping pages out of that, and that doesn't really play to a wrestler's strengths. But that didn't really happen here, because instead we got a bunch of brutal strikes with the odd reversal thrown in there for good measure. Also, I want to point out, Cesaro is flipping brilliant. We spiced it up a little bit because we did see Aleister Black hit a moonsault off the second rope to the floor, and eventually he hit Cesaro with Black Mass out of nowhere, and that was it. We got the right result after all his talking and getting mad at the door. And let's not forget, at one point I thought his opponent was going to be the door, so thank goodness we didn't do that. Aleister Black gets a decent win over Cesaro. Now WWE, push him to the moon. Not literally, otherwise you'll make Aleister Black the Moon Man, and then I'll have to go and, I don't know, rip my nose off. R-Truth and Carmella were then looking for Drake Maverick, as Alexa Bliss was giving Nikki Cross an Alexa Bliss t-shirt because they're really good friends. Street Profits turned up and they laughed at it all. They win. It was then that handicap match, and look, at least WWE took our SmackDown Women's Champion and made her look like a really strong title holder. It wasn't the best thing in the world, it was okay, but yes, Bayley did indeed beat Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss, and she did it quite easily. But she can have it up. We had a pretty badass spot where Bayley was able to get Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss in like this double submission hold. It was like a leg lock and an arm lock. And after Nikki Cross had jumped off the top rope, aiming for absolutely nothing, just want to point out, she just jumped. Bayley got the knees up. She then went up the top rope herself. She hit the Macho Man style elbow. Like I say, Bayley just whooped these two people's behinds. They didn't really do nothing. They didn't even fall out. They just lost and went, oh well, on to whatever's next. Was this the best match ever? Nope. Was it kind of just there? Yes. Do I hope all these three people go in different directions? You bet your ass. The best part of this, by the way, was that at one point Corey Graves referenced to Byron Saxton that he still sleeps with the nightlight on. Byron Saxton, without even skipping a beat and having the exact right inclination in his voice, just went, no I don't. He seemed genuinely perturbed by it. I think Byron Saxton is underrated. Braun, Strowman and Bobby Lashley then tried to kill each other. That is Bobby Lashley's fault, because he's been talking about putting Braun Strowman in the morgue for weeks now. And one, I thought this one a little bit too long. Look, they put the effort in. The crowd loved it. It was meant to be a crazy last man standing match, and it was. It can have it up. The pair fought all over the place, and they threw each other into walls, and they threw each other into tables. And at one point, they even threw each other into the international announce team, but you knew the finish had to be something crazy, because a couple of weeks ago on Raw, we'd seen them go to the entranceway and it exploded, so this wasn't going to end with a hip toss, was it? Instead, Lashley and Strowman climbed all the way up in the crowd, like to the high levels. With the seating, Braun put him on his shoulder, and he power slammed him through what was clearly a gimmick-like floor bit, but look, as a visual, it did look pretty good. I don't think it was like falling down on your bed, and when Strowman did come ripping out the bottom of it, like some kind of beast just to beat the 10 count, that's right. Braun Strowman is your victor, and if anyone's going to the morgue, Probably Bobby Lashley. With that said, I do have to point out that the booking here made all of this absolutely pointless. And again, it comes down to this whole 50-50 idea. I was told that Braun Strowman was out of action with a destroyed spleen, and here he was able to beat Lashley like he was a cuddly toy. Also, nobody has come out the other end in any better position. Bobby Lashley's in the same position, Braun Strowman's in the same position. They just beat each other up for a fortnight. So because of that, down. And that goes to show you that guy on Twitter that went, Simon, you're so biased to AEW, you never point this stuff out. Yes, I do. Oh, that went out the camera. The club were cutting a promo next, and AJ Styles basically told us the reason he went heel is because Gallows and Anderson are his brothers, and Ricochet just so happened to get in the way. So that's like murdering somebody and going, look man, I was just friends with these two murderers, and that dude got on our way. Also, at one point, they were too sweeting, and AJ was like, Charlie Caruso joined in with the too sweet, and Charlie Caruso went to do it. Now, AJ Styles laughed at it. I went, nah, you ain't doing it. But it proves my point from a few weeks ago. Charlie Caruso, biggest heel in WWE. Right, let's just be honest. By this point, this was a good pay-per-view. I know WWE sucks, screw WWE. But no one can tell me that Daniel Bryan and Rowan defending their SmackDown Tag Team Championships against the New Day and against Heavy Machinery wasn't a rollicking good time. Give it an up. Much like a lot on this show, there were a few hints, or I'm just reading into them, that maybe we are going through a little bit of a change. Because again, the Raw Tag Team Championships were reclaimed cleanly, and here, while we did crown brand new Tag Team Champions, all the action was just so much fun and it was all over the place. I'm secretly hoping that WWE is actually going to focus on the tag team scene. Also, like we've already talked about, it didn't feel like your classic WWE affair. I mean, Daniel Bryan was kicking and slapping Big E like he actually wanted to take his pectoral muscles off. They were laying that stuff in stiff. That's why at one point when Big E was like, yeah, you want to bring it? And he just stood up and shrugged it all off. I was like, oh my gosh, Big E, he could be the man. Daniel Bryan overshot all of this though, and then he went to do a flip off the middle rope. Big E caught him, that allowed Xavier Woods to climb the ropes. They hit the midnight hour, and yeah, New Day not only pinned Daniel Bryan, but they are your new champions. And I kind of get it too. It seems to make more sense if we had given this to Heavy Machinery, given that they are the brand new tag team. But after the show, Daniel Bryan basically said, I am done with the tag team division, but now he can slot himself back into singles competition, and we can do a feud between the New Day and between Heavy Machinery. Maybe Heavy Machinery win at SummerSlam, and that will mean all the more. This was just a delight from start to finish, like sex on a Sunday morning. Whoop! Throw that over there. I never said it. It is true though. Paul Heyman then wandered to the ring. Well, no, he didn't wander. If I say wander, it sounds like he's a senile old man. He just strolled out there. Vince McMahon was like, oh no, damn it, get Paul Heyman back out. He was just out there to do a promo. Indeed, Heyman was there to tease whether or not Brock Lesnar was or wasn't in the house, and he ended with a cool line when he said, am I telling the truth, or am I just Paul Heyman? Well, you are just Paul Heyman, and as everyone's about to find out, he was also telling the truth. Ricochet versus AJ Styles was next, and I thought this was probably one of the best matches on the night, or at least on par with that SmackDown Tag Team title bout. Although I will say I felt like they held a little something back or focused more on the story, but again, it's because I'm hoping we're building to SummerSlam where they can have their big blow-off fight. Either way, once again, ain't no one in their right mind going to tell me this sucked, and therefore it gets an up. You can already figure this one out, and it's not a bad thing, but of course Gallows and Anderson kept getting involved. They even beat Ricochet up before the bell had even rung. They mentioned to the referee at one point that Styles' foot was on the bottom rope to save him after Ricochet had hit a shooting star press. So what was Ricochet meant to do? All the odds were against him. When the referee was distracted again because he was an absolute buffoon, Luke Gallows also climbed up the top rope and he attacked Ricochet, which left him laying. And then AJ Styles climbed up there and did the craziest Styles clash I have seen for a long time. I don't know if I can describe it, but basically AJ Styles and Ricochet were facing out towards the crowd, which means when they did it, they jumped backwards and kind of folded forwards. That is absolutely terrifying. You've got to go and see it. I was like, my gosh, we're about to see a man die in the ring. And I panicked, I freaked out, and I was like, how am I going to do my video in my sparkly waistcoat and my sparkly hat if we see that? Thank goodness we didn't. And yeah, it kind of sucks that Ricochet lost his United States Championship this quickly, because that wasn't the line, so AJ Styles is your new champ, but I'm going to keep going back to what I keep saying. If he wins it at SummerSlam, even better contest, I think that helps Ricochet, especially if he can see off Gallows and Anderson. Also, Styles basically had to win it here, otherwise he would have reformed the club, and then been an absolute loser. What does that do for those three? In case you're not interested in social media too, earlier in the day, as well as Shinsuke Nakamura versus Finn Balor, we also found out we were going to get Kevin Owens versus Dolph Ziggler. Never like it when things are announced that way, especially because Shane McMahon had already come out and said that Kevin Owens is banned from all future WWE events, so that lasted all of 37 seconds. Also, this is getting it down. Why? Can't hit my head. Whoop, there we go. Because Kevin Owens won with a stunner after 15 seconds. Look, I ain't got no problem with that. I think this new rise, this new build for Kevin Owens is really exciting, and I hope, once again, he gets pushed to the stars. It just didn't need to be there. Why make Dolph Ziggler like a bigger geek than he already does when you could actually use him and put him in decent feuds? And two, this show basically went 4 hours or over 4 hours. If you keep the pre-show going, you need to try and cut things down, not add things that don't really have any weight. And yeah, Kevin cut a great promo afterwards running down Shane McMahon. I'm excited to see that. But you could have done this on SmackDown. We didn't have to do it here. That's why it gets it down. Oh man, I went to tip my hat and I missed. Oh, a bad day. There you go. And it's the same for Kofi Kingston versus Samoa Joe. Boy, howdy does that break my heart. Give it a down. In no way was this bad, but it just didn't go anywhere. Samoa Joe took most of the match and then he got troubled in paradise right in the head and he got pinned for the 1, 2, 3. And look, it's great for Kofi. He's having a great run as champion and his finishing move, the trouble in paradise, is really strong at this point. But it was just there. It was just nothing. Samoa Joe lost again. I'm doing this. Can I do this? Does it fit on my face? Of course it doesn't. I guess it's just dull having Joe talk this big game, and he cut a promo before this sounding like he was going to go out there and whoop some ass, and he didn't. He did nothing. So once again, just like AJ Styles, Samoa Joe is just full of talk. Where's my thing? There it is. This will make me feel better. Stop working. And then it happened, folks. WWE put egg on my face. But after I was all Billy Big Talk saying, oh, WWE are over teasing the Brock Lesnar storyline and he's clearly not going to be here, they proved me wrong. Because after Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch had beaten Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans, out came Brock Lesnar. He cashed in his money in the bank. He cashed it in on Becky Lynch. And Brock Lesnar is the brand new Raw Women's Champion. I mean, who saw that coming? Controversial, eh? It's also a massive lie. That didn't happen. And if you are wondering, has Simon been stood here for the last 30 seconds holding an egg on his face? Yes, I have. Yes, I have. Because I was Billy Big Talk. I came out and said it would never happen. This is my punishment. In reality, after Seth had curb stomped Baron Corbin 3 times in order to retain all of the titles, yeah, like I say, Lesnar was out there, gave him a German suplex, hit him with an F5, and Brock Lesnar is the new Universal Champion. Cue the internet and social media going absolutely crazy. Now, the match before this was actually quite good, and they used chairs and they really used kendo sticks to make their point. They all kicked the crap out of each other, and I guess the highlight, if you could even call it that, is when, Baron Corbin gave Becky Lynch the end of days. So if you wanted to see some extremeness in your Extreme Rules, you got it. And the crowd reacted like, well, it's probably one of the biggest reactions of the evening. They could not believe it. That's also what led to the finish, because Seth Rollins saw this and he couldn't believe it, and he went absolutely nuts on Baron Corbin's ass. He got the pinfall, but then, there was Brock, and he did his Brock thing. Heyman was out of him too, doing his old wandering senile walk. But what does this mean for Lesnar? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go into my positive files, which are a real thing, and I'm going to pull out a very important page, because you've got to look at this in context. Right now, at least from Raw this evening, we are being led to believe that Paul Heyman is now in charge. Now, you could look at that as, oh, look, friends helping friends out. Or, please, let this be the reason, because right now we don't know. And I get it, you can react the way you are reacting, because it is really boring to go back to the well. But if Paul Heyman is now in charge of Raw, and he has convinced Brock Lesnar to turn up to more Raws than he misses, this will be okay. Because look at this. Seth Rollins and Kofi Kingston were becoming boring as champions because they were the exact same person. Like goody two-shoes babyface, goody two-shoes babyface. We needed some edge. And I'm with you. I agree. Listen to me. I would rather we hadn't gone with Brock Lesnar, but if he appears on TV more than he used to, I think this will be all right. But he's got to lose to somebody soon, and he has to make sure that person feels like the biggest deal ever. So, not only this, but the match itself, that's right, it's a package deal. Before you go nuts in the comments, I'm taking it as a main event segment, and my hope that with Paul Heyman in charge, it won't be like it used to. I am giving it an up. Now, somebody make sure my will is signed I'm about to be killed. But look, if it does just go back to Brock Lesnar being Universal Champion, the Universal Championship vanishing from TV, I will go crazy on WWE's backside. Look, I can do it. It's really easy. Watch this. Down, 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 down. The down counter just went up by 4, but then I can go, no, it was just a joke. Take those away again. Look, we're back to balance. But I'm watching WWE. I am watching, and I'm always rating. I have given you the benefit of the doubt because I believe, or at least I'm hoping, that this week you're officially going to hit the reset button. I've done a wide video on that. You can catch that later today on WhatCulture Wrestling. But if you let me down, don't let this fool you. Don't let this fool you. I have the power. I'm He-Man. Now, don't forget to leave a comment below and let us know what you thought about last night's Extreme Rules. And yep, call me a bald asshole down there. Like, share, and subscribe. Head to WhatCulture.com. Read yourself some articles. Follow WhatCulture on Twitter. WhatCulture WWE. Watch more videos here on WhatCulture Wrestling. My name is Simon from WhatCulture. Thank you for watching. And again, you've now got to the celebration part of the video, and it's more a celebration for you than it is for me, because I believe we have some clips, some old clips from Ups and Downs, where you can see me looking like I'm absolutely terrified to be in front of a camera. So Phil, you know, in the production truck, as they used to say, you can run one. There you go.
I'm Simon Miller from WhatCulture.com, filling in for Jack this week, who's currently scouring the country, trying to find a wrestler brave enough to take on Rampage at the upcoming WCPW event. Good luck with that.
Yep, there I am. There I was. Look, my word, I look like an egg. We were talking about eggs earlier. I actually like an egg that had somehow grown hair. I mean, it's a good defense mechanism for an egg, because ain't no one going to eat an egg that's got hair on it. Oh, good, we've got another one, I'm being told. Excellent, let's see that.
So without further ado, let's up the downs. No, Jack's right, that is crap.
Yep, good. This is not much of a celebration for me. I feel more embarrassed watching this. Stood here in a really cheap, sparkly sequin. Oh, we have another one.
Let's take it all the way up so we can take it back down. No, that's awful as well.
I don't want to do this celebration anymore. I don't like episode 400 of Ups and Downs. It's mean and it's cruel. But we all evolve and we all grow as people. I'm drawing a line under this. I'm taking my hat off. It's going down there. Just trying to have a good... This is what happens when I give Brock Lesnar an up, isn't it? Also, if you want some behind the scenes things, I've had to do that Todd Phillips stance thing for the whole of this video. My legs are really wide, otherwise the hat wouldn't have fit into the shot. Look, I stand up, see? There you go, that's a thing that happened today. I'm just gonna leave. I don't know where to go, I'm trapped in a studio. Boom, my button, of course, my lovely button. Thanks for watching episode 400 of Ups and Downs. We'll be back tomorrow to up those downs for Monday. Nice. But there's only one way to find all of that out, and that is to up some Extreme Rules downs. That makes sense. Anyway, enough ranting, and let's up some SmackDown downs. Jeez, that doesn't work. Change the name, WWE. We gotta up the downs! It's me, Repo Man. What the hell is that? The Militron voice. No flipping way. No flipping way. No flipping way. Come on. Hello, my name is Simon Miller. Welcome to another episode of Nobody Talks Like That. Yeah, that's what I think. What culture? What culture? Look at that.